And I am here. I'm live. I'm happy to be here. And I'm happy to be talking with you. Today, we're going to be talking about letting go of self-doubt because it has such a major impact on your ability to grow your business, right? And it's something that I know you can do. Hey, friend, you're here too. I'm so happy to see you. So we're talking about self-doubt, and we're talking about being able to let that go because it doesn't help you in your business, right? So it's kind of the thing is that it's self-fulfilling in a lot of ways, right? It's like it circles in on itself and it creates this vicious cycle because self-doubt a lot of times comes from low self-esteem. And so when you're feeling like you're not worthy or good enough to do something, a lot of times you don't even apply or try because you don't believe you can do it. And so you miss out on the opportunities. And you're constantly shutting out opportunities and telling the universe, no, I'm not ready. And that's a hard way to go, right? It's so hard to be continuously doubting your ability to do anything because it can keep you so stuck. It's debilitating, right? So when you're trying to grow a business and you're trying to do something you love, but you doubt yourself, you stay stuck, right? Because it's hard to bet on yourself when you don't believe in yourself. So one of the things is, where does that even come from, right? Where do we get this self-doubt from? And it can come from so many places, even like back in your childhood when your parent is really upset with you or some other authority figure, and they're going, just who do you think you are, right? And you're looking at it and you're going, nobody, right? You hold your head all down, you're like, nobody. Because that's the answer they're expecting. They're not expecting you to say you're this wonderful, creative person or anything good about yourself. And so, yes, we all go through that, but sometimes we start telling ourselves that. We begin to believe that negative self-talk. And we're telling ourselves, I'm nobody. I'm not good enough. I'm not worthy. I can't do this. It's too hard. And we start to believe that stuff because when you say it often enough, your mind creates this neural pathway of this is the way this is handled. And so if you get that beat down into yourself enough when you're a kid and you grow up and you're still reacting to situations as your 12-year-old self because that neural pathway has become so ingrained of saying you are nothing. You're not good enough. And so you have to change that language in order to begin letting go, right? And I know that's easier said than done. It's easy to say, change the language, stop the negative self-talk, boost your confidence. All that is easy to say, but how do you do it? Because you already have this negative thing. Yes, Fran said, I lived with nobody likes you for many years. And that's so untrue. Fran is one of the most likable people. When you get to know her, you like her. But when you believe nobody likes you or you believe you're not lovable, it's hard to even see it when people are loving on you. So it's very important to build up and let go of that self-doubt. So you're welcome. So what are some of the things you can do to start letting go of the self-doubt? So one of the things, and this is a ever-evolving journey. I don't want to make it seem like you do it once and it's done because it just don't work like that, right? It's an evolving journey. And so you're constantly going to be looking at things and having doubts, but then you have to talk yourself up out of it, right? But you start, right? One of the ways to start is to stop comparing yourself to other people, because you don't know where they are in their journey, and you don't know what their journey was like and where they started. Regardless of how it looks to you from the outside, you don't know what their journey was, right? You only know what they're willing to let you see. And so you have to be very careful, because a lot of times we're comparing ourselves to people that have been out there doing something a long time when we're just starting. Just be your flawsome self, awesome with all the flaws. It's okay, because you're still awesome. So don't compare yourself to anyone else. When you find yourself doing that, say, nope, it doesn't matter. I'm me, right? The other day I was looking at a bunch of speakers, because I was trying to see if I wanted to work with the speaking opportunity. And all of the people were so dressed up and made up and hair done and this and that. And that's not me, right? And I looked at all of them and I was like, oh, I don't fit in this, right? But then I had to say, look, don't compare yourself to this. That's not who you are, but that's not who your audience expects you to be, right? Those are not the people. The people that want that are not your people. You don't have to compare yourself. Constantly reminding yourself you don't have to compare yourself to anybody else, because you're in your own lane, right? You're you, and you have everything you need to be able to share with the people that most need what you have to offer. If you didn't have it, you wouldn't have the vision of it at all, right? So when you dreamt of it, that was the invitation to do it. Just come do it, right? And so don't compare yourself to anybody else. That's the first step. Stop comparing yourself. And then the second thing is that a lot of times we tell ourselves so much negative stuff, we don't hear the positive stuff. So another thing that you can do is make yourself a positive self-image reel, right? So what do I mean by that? Anytime somebody gives you a testimonial, anytime somebody tells you something good about you, anytime there's a picture that you see of yourself that you like any part of, right? Because, sometimes you don't like the whole picture, but maybe you like how your eyes look. Maybe you like how your skin looked that day, right? Anything. Every good thing that you have come up against or come up across about yourself, put it in something that you can look at when you're feeling down about yourself. And then you can say, no, I am awesome, right? I have flaws, but I am awesome. And I have this going for me. So you can continually talk yourself up. And then when the negative self-talk starts, you can say, yes. And Fran is saying she did that, right? Years ago, she created a portfolio of all of her accomplishments, and it helped. And it does help. And I would challenge you to go even further. Get yourself a journal, and every morning when you wake up, or every night before you go to bed, write down 3 things you like about you, or 3 things that you were proud that you accomplished during the day, right? 3 things, because everybody can think of 3 things. Even on their worst day, if they think hard enough, they can think of 3 things, right? And so don't let yourself say, oh, there's nothing. Because if you're saying that, here's a hint. Try again, because you got the wrong answer. There's something awesome about you, all right? You were created out of love. There is something awesome about you. Find it and share it with yourself, because that's going to help you start to feel better about yourself, all right? Another thing that you can do is, as you start doing this, when you hear yourself saying anything negative about yourself, stop mid-track and pull out that, here I'm talking to myself good. Start talking to yourself good. So that's two things. Um, a third thing that you can do is just look in the mirror, and that's a hard one, I know, but look in the mirror and say, I like this about me. I like this about me, right? Because then you start to get used to seeing yourself and seeing yourself in a positive light. Because so often, well, I know for me, for so often, I avoided mirrors because I had this story in my head that I was an abomination, that I was a monster. And so I didn't want to look in a mirror, right? I was fulfilling that prophecy every time. So I didn't want to look in a mirror and see the abomination. I had to stop doing that and start saying, yeah, no, I'm okay. I'm good. I can do this, right? And look at me and see the good things about me. And one last thing I want to share with you is sometimes we are so beat down that we can't be ourselves and do something, right? But you can think of who is the person you most want to be. Who is the person that would let you be able to achieve all your dreams? What would that person be? That's the best version of you. What would that version of you be? Give that person a name. And when you're really, really afraid, then be that person. Act as if you're that person. Say, what would that person do? And act like them. Because then you're doing it outside of your own self. And sometimes being a third person, we can put on a show. So do that. But always figure out ways to look at the good in you, because letting go of self-doubt is a choice. But it's an intentional choice. You have to choose it, and you have to keep choosing it in order to make it work for you in your life. So that's what I want to say today. You can let go of self-doubt. I absolutely believe in you, and I know you can do it, right? And if you want to talk about it more, I'm happy to invite you to my mastermind. We can sit and talk and chat about it, or you can just schedule a chat with me and we'll see how I can help you. But let's do this. Let's do this. Let go of the self-doubt, because you are absolutely flossing. Talk to you later. All right. I hope you got something out of this one. See you. Yes, friend. We always have a choice. That's the deal. Always. All right. Take care, everybody. I love you guys. Bye.